Cardano's big day. The Alonzo Hardfork is finally here, the day we have all been waiting patiently for. So let's discuss when exactly this hard fork will happen, what this means for Cardano both today and in the future, what Cardano smart contracts will do, what they will do for you, and just about everything else you need to know about Cardano at this point in time. If you've been following it, if you hold any ADA, you will want to watch this video. So smart contracts are scheduled to go live on Cardano today. Don't worry if you're watching this in the future, this will still be relevant because we're going to talk about what happens in the coming days and weeks as well. What this means on a high level is this is the largest proof of stake cryptocurrency platform with smart contracts. This is the beginning of an entirely new era, and we're lucky enough to be able to live through it and experience, well, both the highs and the lows of this change. So we've had smart contracts for a while now, thanks to the genius of Vitalik and Ethereum. When he wrote his now what I consider legendary paper, if you're interested in reading it, the title of it is A Next Generation Smart Contract and Decentralized Application Platform. I'll have it linked in the description if you're interested. But this paper took ideas from others like Nick Szabo, who some think is actually Satoshi, maybe, but either way, those ideas were then translated to Ethereum. And Ethereum works, but it's just simply imperfect due to the gas fees and the total scalability of the network. Now, this is something that is being addressed through their proof of stake transition, but it just hasn't quite happened yet. And I have no hate against Ethereum. I hold both ADA and Ethereum. I think they'll both do well. But the high fees of Ethereum have kind of priced out the average user, the user who wants it for microtransactions, or the user who just wants it for access to new and interesting things. But the huge gas fees just make it unrealistic to do a lot of the cool things that could be done with blockchain and with smart contracts. So Cardano has taken ideas both from Bitcoin and Ethereum and developed some of their own new ideas, and built the first iteration of smart contracts through the much cheaper and more eco-friendly proof of stake system. Now, the result is already very evident in many areas, but to me was most evident with NFTs. So my experience both with NFTs on Ethereum and Cardano is that Ethereum was so much more expensive, not even just a little bit more expensive. It was 75 times more expensive for me to do the same thing on Ethereum versus Cardano listing my NFTs. 75 times. Now again, that is going to be transitioned. Ethereum is transitioning away from this. At some point in the next year or so, they're scheduled to be transitioned. But this is historic because Cardano will be the first to have the proof of stake smart contracts. And you might be wondering, okay, well, what even is a smart contract? Why are they exciting? Why should I be excited for this? So let's break this down simply. A smart contract is basically an if-then statement. If X happens, then do Y. It's that simple at its base level, but of course, that simple if-then statement could be built out to basically infinite complexity. So starting with an analogy on this, smart contracts are often compared to a vending machine. So a vending machine operates under the rules that if you deposit $2 into the machine, you can receive a drink. Remember, if that. If the machine gets $2, then spit out a drink. A vending machine is constantly searching for the input, $2 in this case. When it receives that input, $2, it releases a drink. That's basically a smart contract, except it's decentralized and on a public ledger and blockchains and all of that. Now this idea can be transposed into a million different uses. That's why this is so exciting. It can disrupt so many things. You know, the ideas can be as simple as if this NFT is sold, pay the original creator a 5% royalty in perpetuity. Or you could create a stable coin that tracks the price of an asset through an off-chain oracle, which is already going to be done. Or they can be slightly more complicated, like crop insurance. So it's common for farmers to take out crop insurance to help stabilize their crop yield from year to year. I bet you didn't know you were going to be getting a lesson on crop insurance in this video. But that's what you get with a Max Maher video. So farmers often take out crop insurance to help stabilize their crop yield from year to year. They do this in case there's a drought. A drought can come along and just wipe out an entire year's profit or multiple years' profit. So they take out insurance. A smart contract can be set up where a farmer takes out an insurance policy that states if it rains fewer than 30 days this year, I get paid out $50,000. Then an off-chain data oracle like Chainlink sends rainfall data for that area to a smart contract. And if it doesn't rain 30 days that year, the farmer automatically gets paid out. You don't have to worry about the insurance company not paying or there being issues. It's just all automatic. Now, other possible use cases include things like trading securities like stocks and doing it instantaneously, unlike the current system that takes 2+ days to actually facilitate trades on the back end. Or they could be used in healthcare and your data and being able to use your data and actually make money off of it if you want to sell your data to a medical trial. It could be used in gambling. It could be used in buying real estate and escrow services, just being able to transfer a title, all in the blockchain. That's a perfect use case for smart contracts. And pretty much anywhere where there's a middleman taking a hefty fee, there is an argument to be made that a smart contract could come in and wipe out that middleman. Smart contracts can be looked at as just the middleman buster. Middlemen should be worried when it comes to smart contracts. So it's extremely exciting. Again, we get to witness this happening right in front of us. Now, when does the actual upgrade on the Cardano network happen, and what can we expect? So Cardano will go through what's called a hard fork combinator event. This is basically a system upgrade, but the way that Cardano does it is pretty revolutionary because they can do an upgrade without needing to shut down the whole system, and the crypto doesn't need to split into two coins like some cryptos need to do. So here are the steps for their hard fork combinator event. This is a simplified version of the steps. So the code is written and bug tested, whatever their upgrade might be. And then it's launched on the testnet where developers can take a look at it and see how it handles itself in a closer to real life test. In this case, trial smart contracts are ran for the Alonzo Hardfork. Then once everything is shown to be running properly on the testnet, it's time for the mainnet switch. The mainnet switch. This happens with a proposal that's submitted by the IOHK. Now, the proposal was submitted a few days back, and there is no changing it once the lever has been pulled. How this works, how the proposal works, is it's kind of like a contract with an automatic execution. In this case, the hard fork will initiate on the next epoch. The next epoch happens around 2:45 Pacific, 5:45 p.m. Eastern on Sunday the 12th, today. 2:45 Pacific, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. And then the new epoch starts and Cardano smart contracts are officially live. But now what? I think it's really important here to set expectations. And I think more and more people are realizing the expectations that should be set. I think this will just benefit current holders of ADA. So this is far from the end of work, the end of work to do for Cardano. This really should be looked at as a new beginning, in my opinion. The beginning of proof-of-stake smart contracts. So here's how I like to think of it. An office building has been built. All the steel has been placed, the elevator works, the walls are in there, but it's still generally empty. It's an empty building. Now tenants can move in. The empty building is Cardano right now. This is just an analogy, of course. The tenants, though, are who really matter. The tenants in this case are businesses and applications that can be built on Cardano and utilize their system that's cheaper than anywhere else and has the network effect of them all working together. So now things like DEXs and smart contract insurance companies, NFTs with royalties, peer-to-peer lending, and a whole lot more can happen on the Cardano ecosystem. The value of Cardano in the long run will be derived by the interesting things built on it. The value won't come from Cardano itself. It's very similar to the internet. The internet without any websites or applications built on it isn't worth a whole lot. It can connect things, but there's nothing there. There's nothing to do, there's nothing to buy. But all the things built on the internet make it extremely valuable as a resource. This will be the same for Cardano and other ecosystem type cryptocurrencies like Ethereum. Their value in the long run will be based on what's built on top of the ecosystem. And of course, their native tokens will only benefit as more and more cool things are built on the ecosystem. Now, what can you expect day one after the hard fork? So IOHK has said that they've built a few simple applications to demonstrate the uses of smart contracts. We're not sure exactly what they're going to be yet, but I would not expect this to blow your mind. I'm expecting some kind of either simple game or some kind of simple swap or something like that, just to demonstrate like, hey, smart contracts work. Here you go. But it's not going to be like, whoa, So certain other applications may open up shop day one if they're ready, like a stable coin or one of the mini DEXs that are set to launch on the system like Sunday Swap, Ergo Swap. We'll see if Min Swap ends up making it work. But one of those might end up opening shop on day one. But again, I think it's really a good idea to keep expectations at bay because this is a launching pad for other cool things to be built. It's not like unveiling the new iPhone that's already finished. It's unveiling the machine that builds the next iPhone. Not literally, but you know what I mean. So I think the really important thing to focus on is community development. Up until now, it was really up to IOHK and Cardano to build things themselves and make Cardano more valuable. But now we'll have dozens, if not hundreds, of developers and entrepreneurs building on Cardano, all helping to make the entire ecosystem more valuable. Like I said, in the long run, Cardano's value will be derived in the businesses that are built on Cardano. So it's like Cardano has overnight just added 10,000 new employees, all completely for free. People who are just going to build and tweak and do interesting things. That's where the value really comes from, and that's what I'm excited about. So I hope that this update was helpful in illuminating what's going on in this exciting situation. It's not the end, but it's the beginning to something that's really exciting. So I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.